Hello and welcome. My name is Nanatufo Boateng. Now, do you know the effects of climate change on you as a person and your community? Well, this present global issue basically refers to long-term changes on temperature and weather patterns. These changes have a significant impact on ecosystems, agriculture, and human societies. For this piece, my focus is on agriculture and the impact of climate change on the sector. Now, with the changes in weather patterns, rainfall patterns, there is a significant threat to farming and, of course, in the long run, to food security and agricultural sustainability. Now, one way to combat the impact or the effect of climate change on agriculture is through seed improvement or seed development. Here in Ghana, there is a center dedicated to research into crop or seed development, seed improvement to withstand changing environmental conditions and, of course, offer high yields. This center is Legacy Crop Improvement Center located in the Akuapem North municipality of the Eastern region. Let's start off from their foundation farm here at Konko within the same municipality where the seeds are developed for onward multiplication, and of course it will go through a final process before sale to farmers, and you and I get to benefit of the hard work of these researchers. Welcome to Legacy Crop Improvement Center here at Konko. The seeds and subsequently crops developed by Legacy Crop Improvement Center are high yielding. They have the ability to withstand a certain climatic or environmental conditions. But of course, they are highly nutritious. Three seeds that they are committed to: maize, cowpea, and soybean. The soybean is grown or developed in the northern parts of the country, but here at Konko in the Akuapem North municipality, the maize and the cowpea is developed here for onward cultivation and multiplication before the final processes take place at the Legacy Crop Improvement Center at Otariso. The farm manager here, Mr. Samona, will give us a brief about the development process here and, of course, the processes or what happens next after harvesting here. So, where exactly are we standing and what are we looking at?
Currently, we are at Kunku, a suburb of Akuapem North. And currently, what we are observing here is a cowpea that we are trying to develop.
When you say you're trying to develop, what exactly do you mean?
When they plant, the yield or the outcome will far outweigh the ones that initially they used to plant. You know, things are changing. Initially, you just plant anything, but now we know because of climate change and then as population is increasing and the rate at which we are using land, it is very important we have to get a high-yielding variety.
Right. So basically, this is the engine room of Legacy Crop Improvement Center.
Yes, this is the engine room of Legacy Crop Improvement Center. This is where we start. So we start it here. We produce the basic one here. Then we have the commercial one where we can now sell to the general populace or the general farmers so that they can plant and have a bumper harvest.
Right. Now, one will wonder, even before you come here to plant, how do you come by the seed that you come here to plant?
We have those who actually prepare the foundation seed for us. Then they bring it down here. We modify it, then become authentic. Then we send it down there before they multiply. Then actually we can now send it back to the farmers to plant.
But how old is this maize?
Oh, thank you. This one is getting closer to about, let me say, 2.5 months. And very soon we'll be harvesting. So after harvesting and everything, we send it to Legacy Square Otariso, where we have the factory and machines that we use for the cleaning and the processing. Then after that, then we send it for multiplication. Yes.
Right. Let's talk a little bit about this maize and what are some of the characteristics it should have.
Oh, ideally, when you plant, We expect the germination to give you something like 98-99% germination. Then it should take you about 85 to 90 days for maturity. Then
How long would an ordinary maize take?
An ordinary maize, some will take you 100, 120. Okay. But this one is hybrid. So it performs fast, then everything is done. So within 85 to 90 days, then it's getting ready.
Right.
Yes.
So is this at the fruiting stage?
Yeah, these are the fruiting stage. So as you can see the flower, very soon the cups will be formed inside. Then very funny enough, one hair like this represent one seed inside.
Really?
Yes. So if we are to dismantle or scatter this one, you see that one line like this means one grain inside.
Wow.
Yeah, that's how.
Amazing.
Yeah, that's how this one too it works.
Wow. So this is a 15-acre farm. You're doing cowpea and you're doing maize. Is this rain-fed or you run an irrigation system?
Oh, initially we used to have an irrigation system here, but currently, the time we got the land at Jekiti, we decided to discard the irrigation system here. So for this one, it's rain-fed. Okay. And more like we want this to face the weather squarely, so that when we send it to the field, the performance will be superb.
Let's take a walk up and then go to the cowpea side, and then maybe you can tell me about the cowpea as well. So I see that there's a number of blocks. So how many of such blocks do you have?
We have 12. We have the left bank to be 12, and then we have the right wing. That one too is 12.
Okay. So if I am right, the left bank currently has the cowpea,
yes,
and the right bank has the maize.
The maize, exactly.
Awesome. And for the cowpea, how long will it take to mature?
Oh, we are looking at quarter, 60 days it will mature. Then we'll come and harvest it. Then we send it to our square at Otareso, where we'll do the proper processing. Okay. So the machines there will do the threshing, cleaning, grading. Then we get the authentic one before we send it for.
Let's get close to the plant itself, and then if you can tell us the various characteristics, what we are seeing. I'm seeing green, I'm seeing yellow, I'm seeing what looks like, is it purple or violet?
Oh, okay.
So, yes, just run us through exactly what it is you are looking at.
If you look at it carefully, you see that it's now fruiting, and we can see the flowering as they are coming.
So at this stage,
yes,
it is flowering.
Yes,
this yellow gives an indication that it is flowering.
If we have been here early in the morning, God is so wonderful that you will see the flowers white.
Okay.
But as the sun is coming, you see they try to close itself. Then the moment it closes itself, it changes its color to yellow.
Wow.
So in the morning you see the flower as white. But at this point in time you see it as yellow. This one, you see the way it's standing, it's not creepy. Right? Okay. So we say this one is semi-erect. Okay. Semi-erect means it doesn't clip, and for it to, it's not all that standing, right? So this one, the harvesting is quite easy compared to the other one that cripples on the ground. The farmers will find it difficult to do the harvesting.
What will happen next?
After the harvesting, then we send it to the processing center. That's Legacy Square at Otareso. So we send it there where we will do the threshing. Then after the threshing, we will pass it through the giant machine that we will call it the cake cleaner. So the cake cleaner will separate the chaff, the dirt and everything from it. Then after that, it will grade it. We have a portion of the machine that we call it the indent cylinder. So the indent cylinder will separate the seed according to sizes. So it will separate them. We get the bigger ones or the better seed. Then we send that one for multiplication. Then when they are done with the multiplication, then we bring everything back to the Legacy Square again at Otareso. Then we run it through the process again.
Thank you very much, Mr. Samona, farm manager here at Kumko in the Kwapim North Municipality. This is the foundation farm. Mr. Na has been running us through a lot of technical stuff, but we're going to take you through the process, break it down for you so you get a better understanding of exactly how Legacy Crop Improvement Center is developing hybrid seeds that are climate tolerant and, of course, high yielding as well. Before we sell to farmers and, of course, it lands on the table of you and I for final consumption. You're welcome. I am standing on a 152-acre land. Now, this is where Legacy Crop Improvement Center, that's the second stage or the second phase of their crop improvement development process. Now, obviously, you'd have to prepare the land before you can even begin your cultivation. Let's get to the farm manager, and then, of course, he will tell us the various processes they go through to provide that wonderful seed variety on the market. Right, now help us understand the various processes.
Yeah, basically land preparation is we use a farm implement called plow, which is attached to the tractor to plow the land. That is, we first turn the soil down before the second stage. The second stage, which is the harrowing, we use the harrow, which is attached to the tractor to harrow the field. This is we do this to break down the larger soil cloth into the fine ones, which will give a fine environment for the plants to grow well.
So basically, after that, we are ready to plant.
Yeah, after harrowing, the field is ready for planting. Yeah, that is when we come in with our seed.
Right.
Then we plant.
Now that we've prepared our land and we're going to go into planting, how many acres are we able to do in a day?
Yes, with the help of the planter, we plant roughly 25 to 30 hectares in a day.
But tell us the various stages. So we're planting, but how do we care or nurture the crops until they grow?
Okay, after planting, within 10 days, we have to apply the fertilizer, which is the basal fertilizer. We normally use NPK.
Okay.
Yeah. And an NPK acre, we use 2 bags, which is 100 kg for an acre. After that, the second fertilizer application, which is the top dressing, we use the urea.
Okay.
And when you want to use the urea, you have to make sure that there is a little moisture on the farm before we use the urea, because urea is a gas. Yes, we need to have a little moisture on the ground before we apply it, so that we will not waste the fertilizer. Because if the land is dry and you apply it, it will evaporate. Everything will go. The reason why you are applying the fertilizer will not be achieved. So you have to make sure that there is a little moisture on the ground before you apply the urea.
All right, so our land is ready, we've planted, but we've seen that there are crops also at various stages of growth on other sides of the farm. Let's take a walk through it, and then maybe you can tell us about these crops and what stages, how old they even are, and how soon, because I am very interested in the harvesting. I can't wait to roast some and to boil some and all, but yes. So tell us, I mean, how long or how old are these particular crops?
Yeah, these crops, they are a month and a week old. And this is a seed field. Yes, the product that we are going to get over here, it is a certified seed, which will be given to the farmers. Farmers will buy this and plant. And on the farmers' field, they will be getting the maximum of 8 tons per hectare. Yes, that's what they'll be getting. But on my farm over here, what I will get per hectare is 2 tons per hectare, because this is a foundation that we planted over here. So the product of this will be planted. The product of this will be given to the farmers. The farmers. That's a certified seed.
I've seen that it looks like the farm is divided. I'm not sure what the size of the various divisions are. If you can tell us about that as well.
Yes, we have we have 5 blocks over here.
Okay.
The first block, we have 15 hectares in the first block. And the second block, we have 12 hectares. Then another one, we have 12 hectares. And there's another one there, we have 14 hectares. Yes.
How long will it take for this particular variety to grow and, of course, to reach harvesting stage?
This is a early maturity plant. So early maturity variety.
When you say early maturity variety, what do you mean? Please explain.
It means this one takes 90 days to mature. Yes, exactly 90 days. The crops will be physiologically mature for harvesting.
How long does a normal maize crop take to mature?
Yeah, we have so many varieties. We have early variety, Then we have a medium, long, intermediate. But what we have over here, we deal with the early maturity variety, which is a 90 days.
90 days.
Yes.
Right. Now we're going to the harvest stage. So after 90 days, the crops. But before the 90 days, at what point will they start fruiting, so that you are convinced that indeed you are going to have a good harvest?
Yes. The plants start the fruiting immediately, a month and 2 weeks. Yeah. It start fruiting.
Like
on the
what
farm.
we have behind you. Can you just take us through this?
Yeah, at this stage we call it the tassel are now coming.
Okay.
So this stage we call it the booting stage, because they are now coming. They are not yet out. So this is called a booting stage.
Booting stage.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So from the booting stage, what do you see next?
Then they come out. The tassel comes out, and after that they start shearing the pollens. By that time, then the silk.
Okay.
The silk will be here and they will be ready.
Okay.
So the pollens from here will fertilize the silk over here.
Okay.
And the result will be what we have in the husk.
Okay.
Called the grains.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And finally, I noticed that you share boundary with is it the river Volta?
That is the river Volta.
The river Volta.
Exactly.
Right. So do I assume that this is a fully irrigated farm?
Yes, this is fully irrigated farm. The machines are up there.
Okay.
It's a fully irrigated farm. We have a rain gun. So the machine is down there. We power the machine. It's electrical pump.
Okay.
So when we start it over there, it pulls the water from the river up here.
Okay.
And we have a rain gun, which normally is like it's having the tire. And so it moves itself. So when the water is passing through, it powers it to be moving. So it moves through the farm to irrigate the farm.
All right, thank you very much, Xavier, farm manager here, and he has just walked us through the entire process from land preparation to planting, to growth, to the flowering, and of course to the fruiting. And after 90 days, we're going to see a large harvest here on this particular farm. Now, after harvesting, we're sending our grains to a processing plant, and this is where I want you to join me. We'll go to the processing plant and then we'll find out what becomes of it before we get to the distribution stage for onward sale to our farmers and of course private persons out there.